response from across the state. Shops were closed, schools and colleges as well. Transport was minimal on the streets of the Millennium City. Today, pro-Kannada organizations and farmer unions have taken to the streets of the state. This is, I'm talking about all over Karnataka, over the Cauvery water sharing dispute. Protesters have laid siege to the Kempegowda airport as well. Security has been beefed up across Karnataka. Police and BJP workers pulled effigies of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy CM D.K. Shivkumar. And these are the protests that are happening today across the state of Karnataka over the age-old Cauvery water sharing dispute. And you see in those visuals, protesters lying on the streets there. Pro-Kannada activists, farmer unions, all protesting the sharing of water with Tamil Nadu, which the state government says it is helpless to stop. It has to continue sharing water as per the court's directive and the Cauvery Water Authority's directive. Even as in Karnataka, it's being said that a weak monsoon has led to a scarcity of water. It's a matter of survival now. Over to my colleague Prajwal. Prajwal, a very good morning to you. Well, we can see in those visuals that it's another stormy day as far as Karnataka and the Cauvery water sharing dispute is concerned. It's over to you to take our viewers through what's happening.
Absolutely, because right now we are here at the Freedom Park as well, where hundreds of protesters are now being detained from different parts of the city, and they are being put in here. And it is not only Bengaluru but also other parts of Karnataka as well. Now we are seeing that pro-Kannada activists have come in now with empty pots, and they are breaking this as well because they are quite angry with the fact that the water is being released from the state of Karnataka towards Tamil Nadu as well. And also, meanwhile, if we are looking at it, we are also seeing life-size effigies of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, which is now being burnt by these protesters as well. And apart from it, they are holding broomsticks in their hands, and then they are hitting these posters of M.K. Stalin too. You can see that on these visuals as well. And all these protesters have now been given permission to go ahead and protest in Freedom Park, but in no other place across the city. Therefore, they are being detained and they are being brought in because all these protesters had not gathered at Freedom Park in the first place. There were around 2 buses, 200 to 300 protesters who are now being detained. And look at it. Look at the sort of protest which is going on now, where they are slippering as well as, hitting the posters of Stalin with broomsticks as well. So it's a massive protest out here where more and more number of people are coming in huge numbers as well, because they are quite angry with the fact that water is still being released. And remember that the CWMA had gone ahead and ordered that 3,000 cusecs of water will have to be released till the 15th of October. And water is now being released from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu as well. So this is quite massive as well. So you're looking at all these protesters who have gathered in huge numbers early since this morning and are hitting out against the government. We also saw just a few minutes ago where the effigies of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah as well as Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar was also burned. We have several senior pro-Kannada activists with us. Let's go across and speak to them. So, first and foremost, we are seeing the sort of protest which is going on. Several of your activists are now being placed under house arrest as well. The government is using Section 144 to muzzle the protest down. What's your take on this? And you as a Kannadiga, you belonging to a pro-Kannada outfit as well, what is the sort of message that you intend to send to the state government?
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬಂದ್ ಏನು ಕರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಆ ಕರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಹತ್ತಿಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವ್ರನ್ನ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬಂಧಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಒಂಥರ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ,
let me just translate for the viewers. Here the senior gentleman is saying that this has become a Hitler government over here in the state of Karnataka because the pro-Kannada activists are being muzzled down and the police machinery is being used to arrest and detain them. Go on.
ಇವತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಅನೇಕ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಕನ್ನಡ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರನ ಬಂಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾ, ಇವತ್ತು ಕನ್ನಡ ದ್ರೋಹಿಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಬಂಧಿಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಾಡಿನ ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಾಗಿ, ನಾಡಿನ ಜಲ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅದು, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನು, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಅಸ್ಮಿತೆಯನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿಕ್ಕುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಿಜವಾದ ವಿಷಾದನೀಯ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ SL ಭೈರಪ್ಪನವರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವನೂರು ಮಹಾದೇವ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಕಂಬಾರ್ ಅಂತವ್ರು ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋರಾಟದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು. ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಚಿತ್ರರಂಗ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಹೋರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಧ್ವನಿಗೂಡಿಸಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕಲಾವಿದರು ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಖಂಡನೀಯ.
I'll come back to you. One important point that is being mentioned by him, he's saying that it is only the pro-Kannada activists and a few stars from the Kannada film fraternity are going ahead and protesting. And he's also saying that many of the pro-Kannada activists are being taken into preventive custody and they have been detained and preventive arrests have been made last night in itself. And therefore, this is something which should not be done. And at the same time, as the gentleman was going ahead and giving voice as to how these protests are and what exactly is happening in the state of Karnataka, he's saying that the Karnataka government should have in fact supported these protests as well, because they are protesting peacefully and there is no law and order problem. But why aren't you going ahead and giving us the much needed voice is something which has been stated. We are also having several members of the DSS too who have come in here, and they as well are going ahead and protesting too. Let's go across and speak to a few of them as well, because there are many groups which are being sent across as well. Let's go across and speak to them. Ma'am, we are seeing you protesting from early this morning. What's your sort of message for the government of Karnataka? What are your demands with them?
मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकती हूँ.
Please.
देखिए, ये जो हमारा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है, वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऐसा ये क्या बंद ये होता ना, ये सबको सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जो जिम्मेदार है, क्योंकि सेंट्रल से वो भेजना था. पानी कितना है, वो वाटर लेवल कितना है, कि तमिलनाडु में क्या ये है, इधर क्या दिक्कत है, छोड़ने को क्या दिक्कत है, ये सभी तज्ञ लोग उनको बुला के वो सभी टेस्ट करके बराबर कोर्ट में वादा किए ना, ऐसा किए तो वो अच्छी तरह से हमारे रिजल्ट आता था. लेकिन वो कुछ भी नहीं, अवैज्ञानिक लेवल से वो तीर्प दिए हैं. तो ये तीर्प ऐसा आया ना, ये सब को मोदी गवर्नमेंट ये जिम्मेदार है. इसलिए अभी टाइम है, अभी जल्दी से जल्दी हमारा कितना TMC पानी हमारे पास है, कितना देना है, उनको क्या तकलीफ है, हमारे क्या तकलीफ, ये सभी देखने का काम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का है. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में जो अभी चुनाव में गए ना हमारा MP लोग, वो MP लोग को थोड़ा आइडिया रहना था. वो कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं, खाली पैसे में देकर ये जीत जाते.
You're blaming the central government at this point of time, but isn't it also the state government's responsibility to have it within their purview to release or not release water as well? Because right now, when they had approached the Supreme Court clearly went ahead and stated that you will have to go to the management authorities and only then a decision will have to be taken. So isn't the state government also equally responsible for this?
रेस्पॉन्स तो जरूर है, लेकिन ये अभी ये गवर्नमेंट ये अकेले नहीं, पहले से देखिए आप 50-100 साल से ये देखते हम ऐसा चल रहा है, तो इन्हें भी ऐसा अभी भी चलता रहता है. तो इसे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से बात करके ये लोग बराबर ये रास्ता उसमें निकालना है, वो नहीं कर रहे ये लोग, चुप के आ जाते हैं इधर. ऐसा सब देखिए बंगारप्पा एक बार रिज़ाइन किए थे, कुछ हुआ क्या? रिज़ाइन दिए थे, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. ये इन्हें भी अभी अब जो ये तीर्प आए ना, उसे तोड़ देते समझो, कुछ भी होता नहीं, नीचे उतरते इतने और एक गवर्नमेंट आता.
What's your message to Chief Minister
सिद्धरामैया को मैं बोलती हूँ, आप केंद्र से बात करो, आप सेंट्रल में जाकर हमारा ऐसा है न्याय कोर्ट में ऐसा दिए ना, ये इससे बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है, हमें न्याय दो करके पूछना है. ऐसा किया तो होता। ये यहाँ बैठ कर ये ऐसा देखते रहते, क्या तो भी काम करते रहते, वो वहाँ वो देश विदेश वो फिरते रहते, तो हमारे लोग बीच में मर जाते।
Opinions are definitely divided because some of them are also going ahead and holding Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as the central government accountable for this entire protest as well. But all said and done now, the demands of the people of Karnataka is one thing. Stop releasing the Cauvery water to the state of Tamil Nadu, because now Bengaluru in the next few days will be in a dire crisis as well, because they will not even have drinking water as well. Over to you in the studios, Rukma.
Prajwal, we'll be coming back to you, so stay with us. These are very dramatic protests and the visuals say it all. Meanwhile, Pro-Kannada activists in Dharwad were seen carrying blood-soaked placards saying Cauvery is ours on them, and activists were also demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. Going back to Prajwal once again. Prajwal, if you can hear me. Well, it's been 5 months around since the Congress government there in Karnataka took over. Lots of aspirations that the Congress government there said it would be fulfilling. But after that massive traffic snarl, which revealed that nothing was achieved in 5 months as far as, the pothole roads and so on, in what is slowly becoming the Millennium City of India, one of the most cosmopolitan hubs of India. And now these protests, where farmers and people in Karnataka in these areas are saying that, that there is no water even for drinking, while the state government appears to be helpless. It's really not looking good for the Congress government. Over to you, Prajwal. Also, more details about, the protests in Dharwad.
Now mainly coming towards the sort of protest which is now being held in Dharwad as well. We are seeing that the effigy of the Chief Minister as well as the Deputy Chief Minister is now being burnt by the BJP workers. And at the same point of time, the Jana Sangatana Vedike is going ahead and holding blood-soaked placards as well. And they are taking out blood and then they are writing, they are going ahead and writing on the placard stating that Cauvery is ours as well. And meanwhile, on the other hand, even in Bengaluru as well, going ahead and looking at the sort of visuals that is going on, we're seeing people, going ahead and having these half-naked protests as well. Now, one of the major concerns over here has been the fact that the government could not predict that the southwest monsoon was quite weak in the state of Karnataka and the water levels would go ahead and deplete as well. So we can clearly go ahead and see that there is a huge group right behind me as well. They're protesting. You can look at them. They're protesting right there on the screens. They are falling on these, on the ground as well, going ahead and protesting, saying that this is a betrayal to the people of Karnataka. Let's go across and speak to them as well. ನಿಮ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ? ನಿಮ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ? ಸಿಎಂ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೀರಾ? ಎಂತಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಾವೇರಿ ವಿಷಯ.
ನಮಗೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರನ್ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋ ನೀರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೊನೆ ಪಕ್ಷ ಈಗ ಇದೇ ತರ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ದಂಗ ಆಗೋಯ್ತದೆ. ತಮಿಳುನಾಡರು ಮೂರನೇ ಬೆಳೆಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಯೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈಗ ಅವರು ನೀರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆದಂತ ನೀರನ್ನ ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಯಕ್ಕೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಯಾವ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯವಸಾಯಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಎಂ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರ